Imagine a civilization of impossible wealth and power, gleaming cities, advanced technology, a society that mastered land and sea. Now picture it vanishing in a single catastrophic day, swallowed by the ocean, leaving only a haunting legend. This is Atlantis, a name that sparks the imagination and has launched countless expeditions. Was Atlantis real, or just a myth? The story is a puzzle scattered across history, geology, and myth. Explorers and dreamers have searched for it everywhere, chasing a ghost. Is it a fool's errand, or are we close to uncovering the greatest lost civilization? The search for Atlantis is more than a hunt for gold. It's a search for a missing piece of our story. So grab your gear. We're diving into the legend, from its first mention to the wildest theories. Is it fact, fiction, or something in between? The journey for answers begins now. Let's peel back the layers and see if there's truth at the heart of the world's greatest unsolved mystery. Our map to Atlantis comes from Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher. In his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, Plato introduces Atlantis through a tale passed down from Egyptian priests. He describes a mighty empire, a naval superpower beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. Atlantis, he says, was a continent-sized island with a marvel of a capital city, ruled by kings descended from Poseidon. Plato's account is full of specifics, geography, politics, even a royal lineage. But was he telling history or spinning a parable about power and hubris? Many scholars argue Atlantis was a cautionary tale, not a real place. Yet the details are so vivid the debate has raged for centuries. Was Plato warning Athens or recording a lost world? The mystery starts here, with Plato's intent. Picture Plato's Atlantis, a city of concentric rings, 3 of water, 2 of land, like a giant bullseye. Massive harbors, walls coated in brass, tin, and the mysterious orichalcum. The island was a paradise-rich soil, lush forests, elephants, and abundant springs. Atlanteans built grand temples, palaces, and a colossal golden statue of Poseidon. They engineered canals, bridges, and a channel for ships to reach the city's heart. Their military was vast, over 1,000 warships, 10,000 chariots, and a council of 10 kings. Plato paints Atlantis as the pinnacle of civilization, immense resources, advanced technology, and a deep connection to the divine. It was a society that seemed to have it all. That's what makes its fall so dramatic, and so fascinating. The sheer scale of its greatness makes its disappearance hard to believe. Atlantis is the ultimate paradise lost. Atlantis began as a noble society, valuing virtue over wealth, but over time, corruption and ambition crept in. The Atlanteans grew greedy, seeking to conquer the world. They waged war across Europe and Libya, setting their sights on Athens. It became a battle of ideologies, freedom versus tyranny. The gods, dismayed by Atlantis' decline, decided to punish them. Zeus gathered the gods to judge the fallen empire. The story cuts off as Zeus prepares to speak, but Plato's other dialogue tells us the end. In a single terrible day and night, earthquakes and floods struck. Atlantis was swallowed by the sea, vanishing without a trace. It became an impassable shoal, erased from existence in 24 hours. The cataclysm cemented Atlantis as a legend, a cautionary tale for the ages. Paradise was lost in a moment. So, what do we do with Plato's incredible story? Most historians and scientists say Atlantis is a myth, a parable about power, corruption, and divine justice. There's no mention of Atlantis in any other ancient text, no archaeological evidence, no records from Greeks or Egyptians. The idea of a continent sinking in a day defies modern geology. But believers argue Plato presented it as fact, not fiction. Maybe he was recounting a distorted memory of a real civilization. The Minoans of Crete and Thera are a popular theory, a powerful Bronze Age culture devastated by a volcanic eruption. The eruption of Thera around 1600 BC sent tsunamis across the Aegean, crippling the Minoans. Some think this disaster inspired Plato's tale centuries later. The timeline and location differ, but the parallels are striking. Atlantis could be a memory of a real cataclysm, retold and reshaped. The debate between myth and memory continues. If Atlantis was real, where was it? Theories have placed it everywhere: the Atlantic, the Mediterranean, even Antarctica. Plato's clue, beyond the Pillars of Hercules, points to the Atlantic, so the Azores, Canaries, and Bahamas are popular candidates. In the 19th century, Ignatius Donnelly claimed Atlantis was a lost continent, the mother culture of all civilizations. Others look to Spain's Donana National Park, Sardinia, or even the Americas. Some suggest Antarctica, flash frozen by a crustal shift. Every new underwater anomaly or satellite image sparks fresh excitement. But there's no definitive proof, no artifacts, no ruins, no inscriptions. Every site has a more plausible explanation. The search continues, but Atlantis remains elusive. Two sites have captured imaginations: the Richat structure and the Bimini Road. The Richat structure in Mauritania, seen from space, looks like a giant bullseye, just like Plato's city. Some claim it matches Plato's geography, but geologists say it's a natural dome, not a lost city. There's no evidence of an advanced civilization there, just a geological coincidence. Then there's the Bimini Road in the Bahamas, underwater limestone blocks arranged in a neat line. Some believe it's a man-made road or harbor, a remnant of Atlantis, but studies show it's natural beach rock fractured into geometric shapes. Both sites are visually compelling, but science offers mundane explanations. We see patterns where we want to see them. The allure of Atlantis makes us look twice at every mystery. But so far the evidence is all coincidence, not confirmation. Why does Atlantis still captivate us, even with no proof? It's more than a place. It's an idea, a symbol of lost paradise and human potential. Atlantis is the ultimate unsolved mystery, a final frontier for explorers and dreamers. In a world mapped and measured, it offers the hope that something wondrous remains hidden. The legend speaks to our longing for magic and adventure. It's also a cautionary tale, a society destroyed by its own arrogance and excess. Atlantis mirrors our fears about climate change, collapse, and the dangers of unchecked power. The story endures because it's a perfect narrative: spectacle, tragedy, and mystery. It inspires everything from movies to scientific expeditions. Atlantis is a myth so powerful it's become its own reality. So, where does our expedition leave us? Science says Atlantis was likely a brilliant fiction, not a lost city. But the search itself has value. It's pushed us to explore, innovate, and question. Chasing Atlantis has led to real discoveries about our world and ancient civilizations. Maybe the real treasure isn't a sunken city, but the quest itself. It's the curiosity that drives us to ask, what if? The legend keeps our sense of wonder alive and reminds us the world still holds mysteries. Atlantis will endure, inspiring new searches and new stories. Whether we find it or not, the journey continues. Atlantis is the ultimate symbol of the unknown, a horizon that always calls us forward.